morning and welcome to SBConnect, where we educate for and transform lives by educating for the world of work. Today, you are in for a treat. We are in Ontario, California at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Office, where we will be learning today from Deputy Jasso all about the San Bernardino County Sheriff's K-9 unit. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Deputy Jasso.
Hi guys, my name is Deputy Gabriel Hasso. I am a deputy sheriff here with the city of Rancho Cucamonga, and County of San Bernardino. This is my partner, K-9 Kiva. She is a 15-month-old purebred bloodhound. So her main job is looking for missing people, whether it be child or adult. So any kind of suspect that runs from us. So I've been a deputy sheriff for the county for a little over 9 years, 9.5 years. I've been a canine handler for just under 2 years. Kiva is actually my second hound. I had first hound that was a 3-year-old, and she was retired January of last year, and we got Kiva this April. So a lot of what she does is a lot of obviously meeting with the public and doing a lot of fun stuff with the public and being able to hang out and play with kids and elderly people and everybody else, right? But what she likes to do is it's a big game for her. She likes to look for missing people. She doesn't think it's work for her. She thinks that we're out playing a game and that she's going to get some treats at the end of this game. So she never really thinks that we're out there playing or that we're out there working. This is all just a big game for her. So a lot of the things that she does is obviously she uses that big nose to find people. She is very keen into what she does. A lot of the attributes that she has help her do her job on a daily basis. She is young, and earlier she was jumping around. Now she's kind of calmed down, but I will show you guys a couple of things that she does, a couple of things that help her do her job on a daily basis. So Kiva, sit. So if you want to zoom in on her face. Yeah, I know. So a lot of these wrinkles that you see on her face help her in finding the scent and keeping the scent. These ears, as cute as they are, I don't know, as cute as they are, they actually work as mops. So these mops actually help mop the scent into her nose. The big nose, obviously it's big for a reason, because that's her big money maker. That's what she uses all day. It never turns off. The wrinkles on her face, that actually helps her trap the scent when she's looking for scent. As yucky as the slobber is, she likes to hide it in her cheek, but that slobber actually helps retain the scent when she's out on a track. The big paws, for those of you that know off-roading or know anything about being out in the wilderness, she has big paws because she puts that into four-wheel low and pulls me up hills and pulls me everywhere she wants to go when she's looking for that scent. So that's just a little bit about her. For myself, I always wanted to be a canine handler. That was the main reason I got into law enforcement. I come from a law enforcement background. My mom was a welfare fraud investigator for LA County. She worked for LA County for about 43 years. So very early on, I knew I wanted to go into law enforcement. Fortunately for me, when I got out of college, nobody was hiring in 2007. So I put my degree to use, started working for the banking industry. And that was probably the worst time to work for a bank. It was right after the collapse. And quickly learned that it wasn't something I wanted to do anymore. So
well, I don't know why it's not planted though. So I'll try to figure it out.
You got me all dirty. Yes, we did. Went back into law enforcement. At the time that I applied, nobody was really hiring. So I put myself through the police academy, paid my own way through the police academy, and then I ended up getting picked up by
But listen,
Bernardino County Sheriff's Department in 2013. Spent a little bit of time in the jails. I've been very lucky and very fortunate to have some great supervisors and great mentors in my career that have kind of guided me through my career. I did very little time working the jails. I got put on our in-house gang team at the jails. Came out to patrol. Did about 2 years of patrol before I went to our gang team here at the City of Rancho Cucamonga. And then I finished up that assignment and was fortunate enough that there was an opening in the K-9 division. I put a lot of time and effort into the K-9s. I purposely stayed on a weekend graves shift or weekend graveyard shift to be able to go to K-9 trainings on Wednesdays so that I could eventually get a K-9. I've always been a dog person my whole life. I've grown up with dogs. I've had several dogs in my life, and being able to handle a dog as a career, it's probably one of the best positions I could have ever had. Not only just because it's cool, it's fun. She's probably the best partner. Sorry for all my other partners out there, but she doesn't talk back. She actually listens to me, and I tell her to do something, she does it. So it's actually kind of cool. But aside from that, we have a great bond. As you guys can see, she listens to me very well. That was probably one of the biggest things in the selection process is finding a dog that has a bond with you, or that you can quickly create a bond with. And so she actually came from Tallahassee, Florida. She was born in Tennessee, and then she was trained by Scent Evidence out of Tallahassee, Florida. He's a former FBI, and he was a canine handler, a hound handler, a bloodhound handler in the past. And now what he does is train these dogs. He's done a very good job of training these dogs. She's very, very impressive. Within the first week, or actually our first deployment, we got called out to the city of Chino Hills to help look for a critical missing adult. He was, I believe, in his 80s, staying with a family member, and he ended up walking away from the residence. Keith and I got there, we got to work, and we ended up at a corner where she was pacing back and forth, couldn't find the scent anymore. I pull her back, try to deploy her again. She goes right back to the same corner. Homeowner comes out, says, "Hey, are you guys looking for somebody?" Yeah. Give him the circumstances, and he says, "Oh yeah, I actually took him down to a park a couple miles away." And sure enough, deputies go down to that park, and lo and behold, there he was, just walking around, just going for a leisurely stroll. She's had a couple of good cases recently. Back in May, she helped locate an escapee from a fire camp in Chino. So she's very good at what she does. She's a very, very good nose. She's very loyal, as you guys can see. She loves jumping on me and getting me dirty. That's why I can never have a clean uniform. It's the story of a canine handler, is we never have clean uniforms because, yeah, that's not a toy. You can't eat that. Don't give her that. Sorry. But yes. But yeah, being a canine handler, probably one of the best positions, because who doesn't want to hang out with the dog all day? It's probably the best. She is as much as we like to say, like we're it's very stressful at times, and having her in the back seat, she gets to listen to all my gripes and listen to all my stressful situations, and when I need a little pick me up, because she'll quickly poke her head through the window and put her head on my shoulder, or put her head on my shoulder, and just kind of tell me that everything's all right. So she's a good companion dog. As much as I try to think she's big, bad, and tough, she's a little sweetheart, and she's only a puppy. But, you guys want to open it up to?
So we have a few questions
Sure.
for you, Deputy Asso. What is the average career of a K-9?
So average lifespan.
And career.
Career. So for us, it is a very sought after position. So there's only on patrol, we only have 2 K-9 positions. We do have other dogs in our department, but as far as the bloodhounds, there's 2 of us. Typically, the dog's work span is between 6 and 9 years, all depending on any medical conditions or any kind of things that could happen to the dog. So any kind of injuries or anything like that. And typically we'll run, we'll get to run the dog for that lifespan of the dog. And then we're either given the option to retire the dog and keep the dog, and hopefully run another dog or go on to a different position within the department.
Great. A student wants to know how old the dog is and what's the dog's name.
Sure. So she is 15 months old. So she is still a puppy by all intents and purposes. She still chews. She's torn up about 4 beds in the last month. So she's been very active. She likes to chew, and her name is Kiva.
Again, if you have any questions for Deputy Hasso, please put them in the chat. So our next question is, does the dog live with you?
Yes. So the dog is my full responsibility. The moment they handed me the leash and said, here she is, she's with me 24/7. So wherever I go, she goes. Our days off are a little bit different. She'll get to be a dog and play in the backyard. But for the most part, during work days, she's locked down because she is a puppy. She loves to run. So by the time we get to work in the afternoon, if I don't lock her down, she gets very tired and very sleepy the rest of my shift. It makes me very jealous because all I hear is snoring in the back of my car. But yeah, she's with me 24/7. I have 3 other dogs. I have my retired K-9, Singe. She's still with me. She's 5.5 now. So they play out in the backyard, and then I also have 2 English bulldogs. So I have a full house of dogs. I have 4 dogs at home. So.
Our next question, after your academy, how long does it take to actually be a candidate for the K-9 unit?
So typically after, it's pretty much across the board for all agencies, not just ours. They're looking for between 2 and 5 years of patrol experience. So our department doesn't have K-9s in the jails. We do have a K-9. We do have take that back. We do have a K-9, but they are somebody that's been on patrol and has gone back to work the jails or help out the jails. So typically, it takes anywhere between 2 and 5 years of patrol experience to be eligible to apply for a K-9 position.
We have our next question. Where do you get the dogs?
So we have different vendors that we go through. The bloodhounds are a very specific dog. So there's really only 2 big vendors in the country that actually deal with these dogs. There are a lot of labor-intensive training for these dogs to get them up to speed to work. But she came from Scent Evidence. It's a company out of Tallahassee, Florida.
I believe this will be our last question. When selecting a K-9 for the K-9 unit, what do you look for the most?
spunkiness is the best way to put it. Now we're looking for somebody for a dog that is that has a high drive. They want to play. They want to please. That's the biggest thing. Is the drive we can dial down a bit. The lazier dogs, it's harder to put the drive into. So really want a dog that's very energetic, but wants to play and wants to do the
I
job.
don't know why.
Has the ability
Over there.
to do the job. That's really what we're looking for. It was as far as the dogs or as far as candidates for.
Well, you can address both questions.
As far as candidates for K-9 position, we really look for somebody that's a self-starter, self-motivated, because it's very easy to get a dog and become complacent with the dog and not do very much with the dog. So we're looking for somebody that's very self-motivated, somebody that wants to do the job. A lot of the times when we deploy with these dogs, it could be a life and death situation. And we're looking for somebody that either is lost or can't find their way home. And we're dealing with elements, whether it be the weather or it could be their medical conditions. So it's a life or death situation sometimes when we're deploying these dogs. And we just have to have the wherewithal and the candidate that is looking to be this, or to be a K-9 handler, to have that wherewithal that, okay, somebody's life is on the line at the end of this leash. If I don't find them, it could be their last day. So we take that to heart. Every deployment that we go to, we know that could be the case, and we treat it as such. So we make sure we get there on time and make sure we get there safely. But ultimately, that's what we're looking for in a candidate to be a K-9 handler, is somebody that's self-sufficient, somebody that is willing to put in the time and effort, because at the end of the day, she's with me 24/7, and I don't get paid for all the extra stuff that I do with her. That's on me. So it could be very easy to turn these dogs into pets, and that's what we try not to. So having a candidate understand that, yeah, you work your 40 hours in the week, but there's going to be a lot of extra time that you put in with these dogs behind the scenes. Just the care, and giving them baths, and everything like that.
So in conclusion, what final words do you have for our students all across San Bernardino County and our law enforcement pathways?
Sure. Find your calling is the biggest thing. There's a lot of avenues. I know cops these days, they don't have the best connotation when somebody says you want to be a cop. It's like, oh, why? For me, it's been probably the best career I've ever had. I haven't wanted to do anything else. I don't want to do anything else. I love helping the community. Find that for yourself, whether it be a K-9, whether it be helping children's crimes against children, whether it be helping victims of a heinous crime. Find that calling and apply yourself to it. Do your research as to what the career entails, and go after it. For myself, I didn't want to sit around and wait for a department to hire me. So that's why I ended up putting myself in the academy. And ultimately, it worked out for me in the long run, because here I am living my dream, doing exactly what I want to do. And I don't feel like I'm working every day. I feel like I get to go out, play with the dog, as you see right now. A lot of the stuff that we do is a lot of fun. So it's just finding that niche for yourself and applying yourself to it. There's really a lot of different avenues that you can take in law enforcement. You don't have to be a patrol officer for the rest of your life. You might have to do it for a couple of years, but I know with our county, there's a lot of different avenues that you can explore. You don't always have to be on patrol, or you don't always have to be in the jails. If that's something you like, then that's a career path that you can take.
Well, on behalf of San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools and the Alliance for Education, we just want to say thank you,
Yes.
Deputy Hasso, and everyone at the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department for partnering with us to really show all the schools throughout the county that this is a wonderful place to work. There's a future here for those people who are in our San Bernardino County law enforcement pathways. So thank you, educators. Thank you, students, for joining us today. You have a wonderful partner. Okay, please meet us at sbcalliance.org. Go there where you can find out our next incredible offering on SBConnect, where we connect to and educate for the world of work. Thank you so much. See you next time.